And I ask everybody to push the something button.
Senator Augare from Browning. And I asked the body, I gave some latitude, but my latitude is just about over. So,
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Augare, sir.
Mr. Chairman, members of the body, today I rise in opposition to the repeal bill. As a member of the Judiciary Committee, I was very pleased with the work and the leadership of Senator Essman and the other senators of the subcommittee. I was also pleased with the leadership and the courageous votes of Senator Murphy and Senator Vinson. And I was very pleased with the work of the interim committee. I think the many times I've stood on this floor, I've often mentioned to this body that we ought to be supportive of the interim work. We spent 18 months on this topic. Children's Family Health and Human Services Interim Committee prepared a bill which was ultimately crafted into the work of this most previous subcommittee. But in addition to that, as chair of the Law and Justice Committee, I worked closely with Representative Sands and the Children's Health and Human Services Committee to make sure that both of our interim committees were identifying solutions to this very apparent problem. We held a joint hearing around this subject. And during that hearing, it was very apparent to me that Democrats and Republicans from both of these chambers can work together. Ultimately, that's what we did when we, on a bipartisan vote yesterday, approved this proposed bill by Senator Essman. It strikes me kind of funny, I guess, that we are debating this bill, the repeal bill, today, the day after we again, in a bipartisan manner, from both sides of the aisle, rallied around the other bill. This should be a conversation. We should continue to rally around the compromise bill. This should be a conversation where we are urging the House of Representatives to accept that bill, where we are urging the Speaker of the House to not reject our very well-crafted idea. That's what I would hope this conversation would be about. We solidly reject, this side of the aisle, with the exception of one of my good friends, we solidly reject repeal. We know that repeal will not occur this legislative session. We know, and we can probably guess, what the executive branch would like to do with this proposal if it should be approved by this body. We know the executive branch most likely would accept and welcome the compromise bill. So I ask members of this body to reject this measure. Let us not play political games on this very sensitive issue. Let us send a message to the House of Representatives that we stand united as the Senate and we support the compromise measure. Mr. Chairman.